Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about dismal Disney news.
Yeah, well, there's
again.
no way to avoid it.
There's no way to avoid it. Disney is not in a very good place right now. They're getting downgraded again. Again, they've been downgraded. Their credit rating was downgraded a couple of weeks ago, and now the stock is being downgraded. Pretty much everybody is downgrading Disney because what are they going to sell?
Right.
There's no movies, no parks.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Onward comes out tomorrow. They're going to push the hell out of that.
That's gonna save Disney.
That
So
is.
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some of the questionable decisions Disney's made. People aren't real happy with, including the annual passes. You still have to pay for them, even though the parks are closed. And we're gonna talk about just how much money Disney could be losing during this shutdown. So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 100,000 subs. Thank you for the support. You guys have been awesome, and yeah, I wish we had more good news.
Yeah.
I think the only good news that we have in this situation is, at least until through the 18th, Disney is paying their cast members.
Right.
Which is good. Not everybody, though. Contractors aren't being paid. The construction workers aren't
Yeah,
being
and
paid.
that's Buena Vista Construction, too, so it is a subsidiary. So
There's...
this is not unusual they lay construction workers off, but they usually have more notice.
Usually. But the real concern here, for Disney long term, and not that they're, not that people losing their jobs is not a concern. It's a huge concern, but the company itself might be irreparably damaged from the shutdown, because it looks like it's going to go on longer than people thought. They were like, oh, we'll just be down for a couple of weeks. Everything's going to blow over.
Come on, who honestly believed that?
We're going to flip that switch and Disney's going to go back to normal.
And people who are thinking it's going to be back up probably in May, I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's even going to be up in June. I'm going to be honest.
I'll say June-ish.
We'll talk about
positive.
that. Yeah, trying to be positive. Disney stock particularly hard hit by that thing we can't talk about.
That is the stupidest thing ever. Can we just take a moment? There are literally advertisers dinging people on websites and stuff for mentioning it. You couldn't run a Facebook promotion the other day because it had the word in the article somewhere. This is stupid. Everybody and their brother's talking about it. You know what? It's absolute garbage. People can't say it. I'm just saying.
Some YouTube channels can. We're not big enough to. I think you have to be over, I don't know, like...
Doesn't matter. It's stupid. It's affecting everyone in the world, but you cannot say it or get demonetized. This is the single dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's like, hey, it's World War III and everybody's getting nuked, but we can't talk about it because it might make people sad.
Yeah, this is load. This is a big load.
So
you can say other words. You just can't say that.
So Disney has been downgraded in stinging research note. So Disney shares did go up a little bit. Disney has been particularly hard hit by that thing we can't talk about, impacted across virtually every segment of the company. Guggenheim analyst Michael Morris said in a note Thursday that significantly shaved earnings estimates. He slashed his EPS for Disney to 2.94 in fiscal 2020 from 5.20 in fiscal 2021. So it plunged to $4.27 from $5.90. Morris downgraded Disney to neutral from buy. So don't buy Disney.
There's a couple places that I guess upgraded, and that's what you're going to hear about in the media, because they're all like, oh, look, they're upgraded. It looks better. But almost all of them, probably like 80% of them have not done that. They've downgraded.
Yeah, most of them have. Most of them have. Because, I mean, literally, you can't be down. We're going to talk about how much money Disney's actually going to lose. You can't be down as long as they're going to be down and not take a hit. So, yeah, they're talking about downgrading Disney from neutral or to neutral from buy and whack the price target from $100 to $100 from $160.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, because last year Disney did hit. It hit like 158 or 160 a share.
Yeah.
And now it's under 100. It dipped down to like 82 bucks at one point.
Had this not happened, I think it still would have dipped.
Yeah,
because I don't think they had the lineup this year they had last year, but not to nowhere near to what happened.
No, it would have dipped probably 20, 30 bucks a share, but it's bad. The impact of that thing we can't talk about has been a withering force to Disney, forcing it to indefinitely shutter its signature parks in Europe, the US, Asia, temporarily close production of all live-action movies, stop its cruise business, and all but eliminate sports programming.
Yeah, it's running Disney sports movies.
Yeah, is that what ESPN's doing now? They're
Pretty
running
much,
Disney
yeah.
or Puppy Bowl. They should do Puppy Bowl.
They did Puppy Bowl, I believe.
Okay, so they've already done Puppy Bowl.
I'm not sure, but I think they were going to do something like that.
Gosh, it's just crazy. It's like everything that Disney depends on is being affected by this. And again, their competitors aren't going to have the same issues. They're still going to have issues, but they're propped up by telecommunications companies. People, you know, still need the internet. They still need their telecommunication and all that. So this is right here. We have lowered our revenue and operating profit estimates across all segments, with parks and resorts closures driving the most significant changes.
Yep, because they were the biggest part of the company.
Yep, so this is what they could potentially lose. They were talking, originally, they're like, well, it's not going to be that bad. It's only going to be a couple weeks. They'll lose, you know, maybe a couple $100 million.
Oh, no, I did an article about this where they're talking it could be a few billion.
Yeah, they're talking conservatively. Conservative.
Yeah, 3.4. That's what I did an article on, yes.
I think it's going to be more than that. That's just taking it through.
That's not worldwide. That's domestic. If it's worldwide, it's like 4 to 5 billion.
Yeah, and we're just talking through, I think, the end of April.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's if it doesn't go back, or you know, if it doesn't go back when they think it's going to go back, which it's not going to go back.
It's not going to, because the other shoe dropped, or another shoe dropped. A lot of shoes have been dropping. I think we're running out of feet. Another shoe dropped yesterday, where there has been another 30-day stay-at-home order issued for Florida, taking us to the beginning of May. And that's conservative. Mm-hmm. Everything I've been reading is that this thing is going to get worse toward the end of April, beginning of May.
Right, and you have to understand too, like as we've mentioned before, even when they lift the stay-at-home order, they cannot open the parks back like that. They're going to have to bring people back in. It's going to have to be prepared. They're going to have to bring food services back and everything else. It's going to take weeks to have it ready to open fully anyway.
Yeah, and you know, we're already seeing people on these Disney message boards. I was out there last night looking at
roll my eyes, you just can't see it.
Oh my god, yeah. I was on a Disney message board last night. I'm not gonna name which one, but you know, they're usually pretty solid, I guess. But there were people that were already like, this is gonna ruin my trip. I just don't understand why I'm willing to take my chances. I just want to go down. I'm like, there are people freaking dying, you know, daily. And this situation has gone from bad to worse.
This is a one-time check your privilege is, I think, appropriate.
Yeah, check your privilege, I think, at this point. You know, and people are like, well, they're opening vacations up for bookings after June 1st. I don't think the park is going to be open on June 1st. Mm-mm. There were other people on that thread that were like, maybe July.
Yeah, most people that are in positions where they are watching or they know or they talk to people, whatever, they're hearing July at least. I'm thinking possibly June, but what we're hearing is mostly July. Now, that could be wrong, and that'd be great if it is, but that's what a lot of people are projecting. I'm sorry if people that are huge pixie dusters don't want to hear that. It's negative. I don't want any negativity. This is reality. There's a difference again between negativity and reality. Saying, I hope the effity bleep bleep parks never opened again because it's full of SH would be negativity.
Yeah.
Saying, hey guys, I think the outlook, the way it's looking, it might be not till July it opens, and even then it'll probably be gradually rolled out. It could be fall or later till we see actual, you know, things turning back to normal. Is not negativity. That is informed opinions based on factual information.
It is what it is. I mean, I understand people want things to open back up again. You know, life is not going to just return to normal overnight. This thing has been catastrophic. It's been catastrophic, you know, obviously on people's health. It's been catastrophic to our economy. Even if the parks opened up tomorrow, I don't know who's going to have the money to go, because a lot of people are going to be in a bad place.
Right, and if you want stories that are optimistic and pixie dust and blowing sunshine out your ass, and here I am, here's me by mouse, here's in front of a wall, and here's me again, and here's another selfie of me, Mickey, pixie dust, this is the wrong place for you. Those nauseating places are other places.
Yeah, and there are lots of them out there. Lots of them out there. I mean, just go out to Instagram and it's nauseating. And look, everybody wants things to go back to normal. I'm sure people who work in the parks want things to go back to normal.
We want things to go back to normal.
Yeah, I wish, you know, I mean, God, can you imagine a month ago, nobody thought we'd be in this situation.
But it's better to expect the least and be surprised than it is to, you know, want the moon and then not get it and then be disappointed. So those people who are legitimately going on about how they're so optimistic and everything, they'd be better to be telling the truth, and bracing people for, you know, here's what could happen, and it might not be what you want to hear, but then if it comes out, you know, earlier, then we're all going to be, you know, pleasantly surprised.
And a lot of the places they're doing this, though, I mean, let's be honest, they're bankrolled by travel agencies.
Right. And they're like, oh my God, book a trip. For the love of God, book a trip. Rebook your trip. Oh my God. Book your trip, Disney Magic.
Yeah, right.
Book your trip. My job depends on it. Book your trip. You know,
Yeah, good luck with that, because a lot of people are going to be gun shy about traveling after this.
Well, people are gonna have money after this.
The economy is destroyed. Florida, even the economy's like the unemployment claims website is down because so many people have lost their jobs. You know,
It happened in PA too. It keeps going down because the unemployment's off the charts.
Non-essential businesses all shut down.
And now I think it's hitting more and more states across the country. People don't have the money. If it comes to paying for their house or paying for food or going to Disney, they're going to pay for their house and they're going to pay for food. Sorry, travel agencies. I'm sorry that makes you upset. It's just the way it is.
I was kind of pissed. I mean, look, people can do with their money whatever they want to do with it, right? But there were some people on that Disney forum that were like, I don't know about you, but I'm going to take my stimulus check and I'm going to Disney World. And I'm like, wow.
Well, one, your stimulus check isn't going to be enough to go to Disney.
No. Going to Disney World for one day, just me, myself, and I. You know?
I was just like, I kept seeing it on a different blog. It wasn't the same one you were on, but it was a different one. I kept seeing the similar things. And there are a lot of people who are really out of touch with the world.
I wonder if part of this is denial, because this is such a catastrophic thing that's happened. It happened so quickly, and I think a lot of people, especially if they don't get out much normally, like I don't think they realize just exactly what kind of a state the country's in. And it's good to have something to look forward to. That's fantastic, but we got to get through this thing first until you can have. Think about luxuries like this.
If your whole life revolves around your trips to Disney World, you really need to re-examine, because there are more important things in the world than going to Disney.
Yeah, hug your kids. They'll be okay if they don't get to go right away.
Mm-hmm.
They will. So anyway, speaking of people being pissed, we're gonna bring this up again, because we did bring it up in a previous video, but people apparently missed it.
Well, I see both sides of this one. I really do. Because Disney's got to keep that money rolling in. And they're extending them. But because they're extending them, people shouldn't have to pay for them until they can use them. So I can see both sides of this.
Universal paused payments on annual passes.
Yeah, and so they are going to extend their annual passes. So as long as they're closed, you're going to get to add it to your annual pass. But instead of letting you wait until they open to start paying on it, so it breaks it up over the time like it should. No, you're still supposed to pay for it.
Well, they're doing that because, look, we're going to talk about that. Disney is in worse shape than you think they are, guys, because they had to borrow all that money. They had to slash salaries. And now they have to keep that annual pass revenue coming in, even if most of the people who are doing the payments, obviously they're living in Florida, a good majority of them are probably out of work at this point. Mm-hmm. So they've got to pay an extra, couple $100 a month or whatever for this annual pass. If you're out of state, you got to pay out of pocket up front.
Yeah, you can't do payments.
So I understand people being pissed about this, but I'm surprised it was making the rounds again. This actually was a last week thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It was from before. Now, you can make payments if you're out of state if you're a DVC member, if you have Vacation Club, because that can make you Florida property holder. But I want to clarify that. People might be like, well, I'm DVC. So those people can. But yeah, this was like from last week. It wasn't even a new thing.
Yeah, they basically said that the top end annual pass is it's $1,400. It's $100 a month or whatever, and down payment of $179. I mean, it's not a lot, but if you've got 3 or 4 people in your household, they've all got. I don't know why Mickey's with these.
I don't know. I kept looking at that picture. And I kept thinking, there's Instagram in one photo.
That is Instagram in one photo. Yeah, it's sad, but they gotta keep the money flowing. People are like, man, it's disgusting that Disney's doing this. I'm like, this is how they are. They got to keep the money flowing. And look, and I agree with, some of the Disney bloggers are like, it's going to be great when the parks reopen, but my God, they're going to jack the prices on everything for the people who are there.
Do you think they will? I think they're just going to try to get
and stuff like that.
Do you think? I just think they're going to try to get people in there so badly. If they do, it's because the cost went up on everything. Yeah. Because of the thing. But I don't know if they will, because they need to make more money. And I think if they make it too expensive, people just won't go.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm of two minds this one as well. I could see them going either way.
Yeah, because they're already talking when they open the parks again. It's not going to be the same as it was. They're gonna limit capacity. They're gonna shut some of the rides down because they don't want people piled on top of each other. I can see Haunted Mansion either bypassing the stretching room or whatever.
Which they can do.
Yeah, they can do that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But there are people speculating that they're going to jack the rates up.
I was just looking at this and looking how clean it is, and I'm like, I bet when it opens, it's going to be the cleanest you ever seen it.
Oh yeah,
because it looks really, 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 really clean. I mean, not that it's not clean normally, but let's be honest. If you've been there after parades or after whatever, people are pigs and they leave their garbage everywhere. So it looks pretty clean there. Anyway.
Yeah. So this is, this is Disney, folks. This is how it is. Now, I guess my concern here, and a lot of people are like, Disney could never go bankrupt. I don't know. They could. They actually could.
Yeah, but bankruptcy does not mean closure. There's a difference.
No.
People don't understand there's a difference.
It's not the same as insolvency. It's not the same, just hypothetically speaking, if Disney would at some point ever get to the place where they had to file for Chapter 11, that basically gives them time to reorganize the company, sell off assets they don't use, maybe streamline things, because they don't have to worry about paying their bills. And right now, Disney's got a lot of debt. And
they do, and they just added more to it.
I mean, this is just the first set of bonds. 1.7 billion due 5 years from now, 500 million due in 7 years, 1.25 billion due in 10. They're maxing out their credit cards 30 years from now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm sure long term they'll be making it back, but I can guarantee you they're going to be looking at stuff to cut.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. A lot of places now are talking about the same thing we said, which was a lot of projects are probably going to be cut. The ones that are not near completion or early enough in they can cut them are probably going to be stopped.
Including whatever's going on with this. So this made the news yesterday. Disney bought another 26 acres of land near the Magic Kingdom, and people are speculating, are they going to build another park? That might have actually been the plan.
Well, it might have been, but they bought 26 acres. Now, I'm sure this was going through before.
Yeah.
I mean, they completed the deal now, but this would have been the works for months.
I mean, God, it took us 2 or 3 months to buy our house.
Yeah. So, and we had a pre-approval.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this could just been a matter of it just took this long to get through. And people might be like, well, there wasn't enough room. Well, this was in addition to the land they bought last year in the same area.
Yeah, so they're clearly shoring up their borders. A lot of people were saying, well, maybe they're going to build more luxury hotels. I don't think
don't build more luxury hotels, Disney.
No,
for the love of God.
The rumor is they're going to pull the plug on the other DVC luxury resort.
They should.
That was over by River Country.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
You know what? And the DVC people, they complain all the time anyway. There's so many of these resorts, but they never can get rooms half the time.
Yeah, so I don't know what Disney's going to look like on the other side of it, guys. They are being downgraded. I think we're going to see, we're going to have a greater recession, economic recession, but I think we're going to have a Disney recession too, which is weird because they were building up to the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World next year, and they kept buying stuff and building stuff, and it was going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. They were going to go build more cruise ships. They were going to do all this crazy stuff, and they might have actually topped it off with the announcement of another park, for all we know. And I think all that's going to be back.
That would make sense because they're going up against the Epic Universe.
Yeah.
I would totally see them doing it. But we'll never know. And now they have all this land they're sitting on, and who knows what they're going to do with it now.
Yeah. It could take years. It could take 10 years for Disney to get back.
Well, they can't afford to build another park now.
No.
Not after this.
I don't even know if Universal's going to be able to build.
I don't know.
Epic Universe.
I think it wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come out in stages now instead of one big thing. If they didn't roll it out in parts.
Like, let's just open Nintendo Land and then worry about the rest of it.
Right? Yeah, as they can. That wouldn't surprise me either because they're being hit as well. Didn't they have to take out some bonds too?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Which, and they've got Comcast has revenue coming in from internet and TV. So things are going to change, guys. It's going to be a whole new world. A whole new world, not the world that a lot of people were hoping for. But
not the good kind of a whole new world.
No, but the flip side of that is right now your primary concern is make it through this thing, get your family through this thing, worry about your finances, worry about your necessities, and this kind of stuff. I mean, I love Disney too, but it can wait. It can wait. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.